All right, so we're going to talk about the 5 best places to live here in the city of Menifee, California. I'm going to get into my favorite neighborhoods, so let's go ahead and get into it. Hey guys, hey again, my name is Justin Short. I'm a realtor and team leader with the Short Real Estate team here at Keller Williams in Temecula, and this video is all about the best neighborhoods in the city of Menifee, California. So I'm going to give you my list 1 through 5. I'm going to go over the best places to live in the city of Menifee and tell you what I think makes them so great. But before I get into all that, if you are liking these real estate videos and you want to see more of them, please do me a favor, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Obviously it helps me, it helps my channel as we try to continue to grow it. And then if you guys have any real estate questions, you can feel free to reach out anytime. So you're gonna see my information either down below or at the end of the video. You can feel free, you can call, you can text, you can email me. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to answer any questions you may have. I'd love to help point you in the right direction. Or of course, if I can help you out with your real estate search, of course, I would love to help you with that. That's how I earn a living. So I would love to be a resource for you there. Let's go ahead and we'll get into it. So again, we're all about the city of Menifee, California. We're going to go over the neighborhoods 1 through 5, give you my favorites, what I think makes them so great. If you are not super familiar with the city of Menifee, just kind of a little info about the area, kind of lay of the land, kind of what it's all about. So Menifee, California, it's Southern California. We are in Southwest Riverside County. You have the city of Temecula is probably the most well-known close by city. That's kind of the biggest and the most southern city in Southwest Riverside County. The next city north is Murrieta. You have the 15 freeway that runs pretty north and south through those two cities. And then you have the 215 freeway that breaks off to the northeast towards the city of Riverside. So right off that 215 freeway, as you get through Murrieta, the first city you hit is the city of Menifee, California. It's an area that's grown a ton over the last decade. It has been one of California's fastest growing cities for the last 10 years, and it's expected to continue to be on that list for the next 10 years. So a ton of growth. With that, there's definitely been a lot of appreciation, right? Home prices have definitely gone up, but they are still very, very affordable for Southern California. So the average sales price in Menifee is under $600,000 right now. It's kind of an interesting community. You kind of have an older section that you'll see referred to as like the Sun City area that was built way back in like the 60s, 70s, and 80s. That's a big 55 plus community. And then you have a lot of new construction that's still going on now. That's why it's been a fast-growing city for the last 10 years, and that's why you will continue to see it grow over the next decade because of all that new construction. It's kind of an interesting area, as it's an area that's under construction, being built, being developed. Most of the development is off of the main road, which is Newport Road. So off that 215 freeway, you have Newport Road runs east and west. That is a main road. Most of the shopping centers, a lot of housing tracts, and kind of the main area of the city is right there off of Newport Road. So that's something to keep in mind if you are looking at it on a map. But it's an area that's continued to grow. I think it's a really great place. It tends to be definitely more affordable than some of the surrounding areas. So a lot of people decide to live there because of the price point, right? Compared to San Diego, LA, Orange County, for $600,000, there's really not any decent options as far as I'm concerned that are out there. And then even comparing to some of the other suburb areas here in Riverside County, if you compare a home in Menifee versus home in Temecula, you can get so much more for your home in Menifee, for $600, call it even up to $700,000. You can get a great big home up to $3,200, $3,500, probably even a little bit bigger square footage, plenty of space, your own yard, and probably built in the last 10 years or so. So you can get a lot more for your money than some of those other areas, and that's what makes Menifee so popular. So cool. All right, let's get into my favorite neighborhoods. So I'm going to go 1 through 5. Number 1, the best place to live and what I think is the top neighborhood, and my favorite neighborhood in the city of Menifee is the neighborhood of Audi Murphy Ranch. So if you're looking at it on a map, so it's right off of Newport Road. So that's like that main road that I told you about. You would take Newport Road and you would go west. So you go west, kind of towards the hills. Audi Murphy Ranch is actually the most like west as far west in the city of Menifee that you can get. If you go any further, you hit the next city over, which is Canyon Lake, and another mile down the street, you start running into Lake Elsinore. So Audi Murphy, what I think makes it so nice, one, it's a big, huge master plan community. I don't actually know, but I think it's over 2,500 homes that are in the community. It's huge. There's multiple community pools, multiple community parks. There's a big, huge sports park with a with like a skate park. That's the word I'm looking for. A skate park that's there. It is big and huge, and it has all been built probably from about 2010 and newer. So it's a newer community, which means you're going to have those open concept layouts. There's a lot of cool spots that have really nice views, really good sized lots, and the community itself I think is a really, really good bargain, and those are the things that make it so desirable. So it's a great location right there off the main road. Newer community, and the HOA offers a ton, and it tends to be a really, really popular place for people and where people want to live. I think a lot of that is because it's that newer construction. So neighborhood number 2 is the neighborhood of Menifee Lakes. So that is also right off of Newport Road. You'll kind of see it's a little bit of a theme here in a lot of these areas. But so right off Newport Road, it's on the exact opposite side of town. So instead of being on the west side of town, it is off Newport Road on the east side of town. So if you got off that 15 freeway, you would go east, kind of away from the freeway out that way. You're getting very close to the border of hitting the city of Winchester. So you're kind of on two opposite ends of the spectrum there. Menifee Lakes is a really cool neighborhood. It's a little bit older. It's still newer. So I think most of those homes are going to be built from about 2005 to 2013, 14 area. So a little bit older than Audi Murphy, but still relatively new. What makes it pretty cool is it is a gated community. So that's actually pretty rare in Menifee, and it's actually pretty rare in all the surrounding cities here. So having the gate there, I think, is really cool. You do have a really nice community pool. You do have a really nice community spa. You do have a clubhouse. You have parks for kids and stuff like that. So the location is really good. Again, right off Newport. You have the gate. It's a pretty squeaky clean community, and it's an area that my clients always really like. And I think it's a really cool place, and it's what I think is the second best neighborhood in Menifee. Neighborhood number 3, which is a little bit different than these other neighborhoods we're talking about. Really, all 4 of the others are like these these tract homes that are kind of pretty cookie cutter. These builders come in, they built 1,000, 2,000 homes, and there's going to be a lot of similarities between them. So the third neighborhood for me is Jbar Ranch, and this is a completely different animal than the other two. So Jbar Ranch, it's actually more in the southern portion of the city, and as the name implies, it is more of a ranch style home and a ranch style living. So these are big lots. These are anywhere from about 3/4 of an acre to an acre lots. I guess some are closer to about a half acre, but bigger lots, a lot more space. They are not tract homes. It's more of like a planned community. So you start seeing some people that have all types of cool, unique stuff. Some people have like horse property there, so they might have a little horse stable or corral, that type of thing. You definitely see a lot of like workshops, RV parking. You see RV garages, and all types of cool stuff like that. Stuff that you're not going to see in your typical tract home community, which is what most of this area is, right? It's like it's a bunch of tract homes and a lot of stucco boxes, people call them, right? So Jbar Ranch is none of that. They are a little bit older, so I think most of the homes are going to be built like the 80s and 90s, but they are all have unique features. People have developed them in different ways. A lot of these cool things that you don't see in most places. So Jbar Ranch, I think, is a really, really cool place. Neighborhood number 4 is the neighborhood of Heritage Lakes. So this is another tract home community. To me, it's a favorite of mine because it also is a very affordable neighborhood. So some of the others that we're talking about are going to be higher on the price point. Of course, like Jbar Ranch, with those big lots, it's going to be a lot higher price point than the others. But Heritage Lakes tends to be a very average price point. So you can find homes between $550,000 to $650,000 in Menifee. I think that's what's such a draw there is I think it's relatively affordable. So Heritage Lakes is another big master plan community. It's huge. I think there's another 2,000 homes or so that are there, but the HOAs are really good value. Community pool, clubhouse, community spa, parks, walking trails, and just a really nice squeaky clean community. There's an elementary school that's built right into the community, so if you have young kids, that's definitely a plus as well. And the HOA is really, is a really good value. I think the lake is pretty cool too. Like we've gone there to take family photos there in front of the lake. It's definitely a destination for people. You'll see people walking around the lake all the time and exercising and all that type of stuff. It's kind of located kind of close to that Menifee Lakes area, so over on the east side of town, just a little bit further north, and you can actually take the next off-ramp, which is off of McCall Boulevard there to access it. So just a little bit more north, but definitely a nice area. And so that brings me to the 5th neighborhood on my list. So the last one, and this is a little bit different than the others. So this is actually a 55 plus community. So I had mentioned before that there is a large 55 plus community called the Sun City area. This is a different community. There are actually several 55 plus communities in the city of Menifee, and this is something a lot of people don't always realize, but there's a big 55 plus population that lives there. So the Oasis is my favorite of those 55 plus communities. Again, it is located very close to just maybe a half-mile away from that Newport Road area. So it's kind of right there, right next to the freeway. But it is a guard-gated 55 plus community. It's built on a golf course. It is a very, very well-maintained community. Again, you have a really nice clubhouse. You have, the pool, spa, gym. I think there's tennis courts that are there as well. It's a really, really nice community. As 55 plus would imply, they are all single-story homes, and it's a pretty large community. So I think there's about 1,500 homes or so that are in that community. So it's really nice. It's relatively affordable. Because you're 55 plus, you tend to see a little bit lower price point there. So you can see homes anywhere from $500,000 to $600,000 in that area. But I think the location's really good. It is when I have clients that are looking for a 55 plus community, it's always something that is on their radar. I always think it's nice. I think it's nice having the guard gate, especially if you are of the age that you want a community like that. I think it's nice. It keeps it quiet and keeps out a lot of the noise and I guess the unwanted noise. So anyways, so that's my list. I think those are the 5 best places to live in the city of Menifee. So Audi Murphy Ranch, Menifee Lakes, Jbar Ranch, Heritage Lakes, and then the Oasis. So I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. You can call, you can text, you can email me, and hopefully I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.